Hello, everyone. I would like to thank everyone for attending this evening, the I-10 Koli Road Traffic Interchange Study Scoping and Alternatives meeting on this October 8th evening. Slide 3, please.
Muchas gracias. Perdón, gracias por conectarse a todos a esta reunión.
Just to let you know that all participants have been muted to avoid background noise. This meeting is being recorded and it will be posted on the I-10 Koli Road Traffic Interchange Study webpage after the meeting. Most likely will be available tomorrow. If you are having technical difficulties, you can call Zoom at 888-799-9666. Following the meeting presentation, we will take questions and comments. To turn on closed captioning, select that option from the menu below. On a desktop or laptop, hover at the bottom of the screen to see the toolbar and click on the interpretation icon if you need translation. On an iPad, you would press the 3 dots on the upper right corner to access the menu and select language for interpretation. On an iPhone, you would press the 3 dots on the lower right corner to access the menu. Now an interpreter will interpret this slide.
Contamos con interpretación al español de esta reunión para poder usted activar la interpretación. Si está usted conectado desde una computadora de escritorio o una laptop, simplemente vaya al menú de barras de herramientas de Zoom, busque los 3 puntitos. En los 3 puntitos usted le da clic y busca la parte que dice interpretación y ponga el cursor en interpretación y active interpretación. Si usted está en un iPad, busque los 3 puntitos que están en la esquina superior derecha para que usted ahí pueda acceder al menú de interpretación y activar la interpretación. Si usted se está conectando desde un teléfono inteligente, un iPhone u otro, por favor vaya a los 3 puntitos que están en la parte inferior izquierda para que ustedes puedan acceder al menú.
ADOT's non-discrimination notice to the public. Pursuant to the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Americans with Disability Act and other non-discrimination laws and authorities, the Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT, does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability. Persons that require a reasonable accommodation based on language or disability should contact Marcy McMacken at 855-712-8530 or mmcmacken at azdot.gov. Requests should be made as early as possible to ensure the state has an opportunity to address the accommodation. A Spanish translator will now read in Spanish.
De acuerdo con el título 6 de la Ley de Derechos Civiles de 1964, la ley estadounidense con discapacidades, ADA por sus siglas en inglés, y otras normas y leyes antidiscriminatorias, el Departamento de Transporte de Arizona, ADOT, no discrimina por motivos de raza, color, origen nacional, sexo, edad o discapacidad. Las personas que requieran asistencia dentro de lo razonable, ya sea por el idioma o discapacidad, deben ponerse en contacto con Marcy McMacken al 855-712-8530 o por correo electrónico a mmcmacken@azdot.gov. Las solicitudes deben hacerse lo antes posible para asegurar que el Estado tenga la oportunidad de hacer los arreglos necesarios.
We have a lot to cover tonight. We will present more about the study, including the study area and the schedule. We will be discussing the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA process. Then we'll dive into the purpose and need for the project and discuss the alternatives that we are presenting to you tonight. We will share how we have evaluated those alternatives. We'll share the funding for the project. And after we presented the study information, we will open it up for questions for all of you and then discuss how you can provide your feedback and the next steps. Online users, for the sake of our phone-ins, you will be muted during the entire meeting. At any time during the meeting, you can type in questions in the Q&A on your Zoom screen. Be cautious about putting personal info. Other attendees may see it. We have assistants monitoring the Q&A window during the presentation. We'll do our best to keep pace with the questions. If we see that some questions repeat frequently, we may answer them verbally at the end of the presentation and during the Q&A for the benefit of all participants. For call-in users, after the presentation, press *9 to raise your hand to verbally ask your question. One of our assistants will lower your hand and then you will be able to speak. Tonight, you will hear from two of our ADOT project managers. Trent Kelso is the corridor manager for the I-10 Wild Horse Pass corridor projects, and Carmelo Acevedo is the project manager for the I-10 Koli Road traffic interchange study. First, we will start with Trent Kelso.
Good evening, and thank you for attending. As Joanna said, my name is Trent Kelso, and I'm the ADOT I-10 corridor manager. Before learning about the proposed Koli Road interchange, I'd like to provide an update on the other I-10 projects within the Gila River Indian community. The 26-mile-long corridor is divided into 4 fully funded construction projects, each of which will widen I-10 from 2 to 3 lanes in each direction and replace and widen the existing overpasses. Starting at the 202 and working south, the first project is the nearly 12-mile-long Gila River Indian Community Project, extending from the Loop 202 to the Gila River Bridge. The project is expected to begin construction in the first half of 2026, and the proposed Koli Road interchange is in this segment as indicated by the white star. The second project is the replacement of the bridges over the Gila River. This mile-long project began construction in April of this year and is expected to be complete by the summer of 2026. The third project is the widening from Gila River Bridge south to Gasline Road. This 3.2-mile-long project is expected to begin construction in the fourth quarter of 2026 and be completed in the fall of 2028. And the fourth project is the widening from Gasline Road to south of State Route 387. And this 10-mile-long project is expected to begin construction in the third quarter of next year and be completed in the summer of 2027. So these 4 projects have gone through the required engineering and environmental processes and received approval to move forward in February of this year. The proposed Koli Road interchange, on the other hand, is at the very beginning of these processes. And to tell you more about Koli Road, I'd like to introduce the ADOT project manager, Carmelo Acevedo. Carmelo?
Thank you, Trent. The key objectives today are to give an overview of the project, including the purpose of the project and why it's needed, and show you the alternatives that have been developed. The most important part of the meeting is your input. That input could be on things that you know that are going on in the study area, something that you think we should know, like opportunities, constraints, or issues. We also would like your input on the proposed improvements. Our discussions today will assist ADOT, the community, and the Maricopa Association of Governments in selecting a preferred alternatives for the I-10 Koli Road interchange. Your insights are invaluable to us. Next slide, please. In front of us, you see the study schedule. We're in the middle of it. You see the middle light green ellipse, and it says today. But I'll start from the beginning. The study kickoff started in the summer of 2023. The project formally began in the summer, as I noted. At this stage, the objectives and goals of the study were determined by the Arizona DOT, the Maricopa Association of Governments, and the community. The second milestone in blue is the scoping process that started in the fall of 2023 and will end in the fall of 2024. This NEPA scoping phase starts with the collaboration of the agencies, as I noted earlier, to define the project's overarching objectives, and will continue until November of 2024. Ultimately, scoping is a way for agencies and the public, you, to help us identify the concerns, the potential impacts, the relevant effects of past actions, and possible alternative actions. Scoping will also help the environmental team focus on the analysis in the environmental document to issues that matter. The study team developed a range of reasonable alternatives and options to address the study objectives. Several alternatives, including the no-build alternative, were developed for the Koli Road interchange. However, all but 3 options were eliminated in the early phases of the study. And we're going to present those 3 alternatives today. The eliminated alternatives had fatal flaws or represented a design that was impractical to build or did not address their purpose and need. The results of that process brings the objective team to where we're at today. We're on step number 3, the one that's marked today, the public scoping alternative meeting. This phase includes today's scoping and alternative public meeting, where stakeholders can provide input on potential alternatives and express their concerns and expectations for the project. The next phase, the draft EA, the one you see in orange, and initial DCR, is scheduled for the spring of next year. The draft EA, the environmental assessment, and the initial DCR, the design concept report, are being developed concurrently. These documents will include insights gained from today's meeting and public feedback. The objectives of these deliverables is to assess the impacts, environmental impacts, and detail the proposed designs. Now going to number 3, or the public hearing, scheduled for the spring of 2025 also. A public hearing will be held to present the findings of the EA and DCR to the community, providing another opportunity for public review and comment. And next, we have in purple or lavender the final DCR EA with the selected alternatives scheduled in the summer of 2025 to the fall of 2025. The final phase involves finalizing the DCR and EA documents, including the selections of the preferred alternative based on engineering analysis and public input. Ultimately, we are embarking on the process for project approval that includes the environmental document and, more importantly, your input. Next slide, please. All right, this slide shows the environmental study area. ADOT and the Gila River Indian community are proposing construction of a new traffic interchange along I-10. In compliance with federal and state regulations, it is the responsibility of these agencies to reasonably assess the potential impacts of the proposed improvements within the study area. The dashed red line in the graphic represents the boundaries of the study area. The study area is located along Interstate 10, just south of the Loop 202. It spans approximately two miles in length and over 1 mile in width. The northern and southern boundaries are approximately the existing White Horse Pass and State Route 347, or commonly known as Queen Creek Road. The western boundary is approximately Maricopa Road, while the eastern boundary extends a half a mile east of Interstate 10. A little background. Koli Road is expected to connect the existing local road network at the following locations. On the west side of I-10, the proposed Koli Road traffic interchange will connect with an extension of Koli Road from Maricopa Road to I-10, just south of the existing Firebird Lake. On the east side of I-10, an extension of Kyrene Road to the south is planned to connect with the traffic interchange in the future. This is a future action after this project. The project will only connect I-10 and Koli Road and leave room for the future connections. The construction of these local roads will be funded and managed by the Gila River Indian community. However, the area presents the potential construction area in the environmental assessment. The study must adhere to federal environmental law requirements, or NEPA. The National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, requires agencies to analyze, disclose, avoid, minimize, or mitigate adverse environmental impacts. The environmental assessment is prepared to evaluate the potential impacts of the traffic interchange project. The federal environmental laws for this project are pursuant to Title 23, United States Code, Section 327, and a member of understanding between FHWA and ADOT that is dated in June of 2024. Lastly, the purpose and need is a legal requirement that presents the justification for this study. The purpose and need. The Gila River Indian community is experiencing significant growth. Currently, access to and from the interstate is limited, leading to inefficient and indirect traffic routes. This project aims to improve these connections, thereby supporting and fostering planned regional growth. Key intersection destinations, key local road destinations, same thing. The area around the White Horse Pass is a hub for tourism and local traffic, featuring several popular destinations, including the Gila River Resorts and Casino, the Wild Horse Pass Resort, Sheridan Grand at Wild Horse Pass, premium outlet shopping centers, and the Rawhide Western Town. Each of these locations attracts significant visitors and traffic balance, emphasizing the need for an enhanced transportation infrastructure. The community growth and infrastructure expansion. I-10 serves as a crucial access point for the community, but the existing traffic interchanges are not well suited to handle future growth or the current traffic demands. In response, the community is planning a significant expansion of the local roadway network, including the extensions of Koli Road and the proposed traffic interchange. Next slide, thank you. Three alternatives. The first alternative is called the no bill or nothing is done. An overview of the no bill alternative. The first alternative to discuss is the no bill scenario. It is crucial to understand this alternative as it helps us evaluate the potential impacts and benefits of proposed construction options. Key features of the no bill alternatives to note are the following. Maintenance only. Under the no bill alternative, the focus is strictly on maintaining the existing corridor infrastructure. This would include program upkeep and necessary repair over the next 2 decades. No new connections. There will be no new roadway connections between Koli Road and Interstate 10 under this alternative. Nothing will be built. Baseline for comparison. The no bill alternative is the baseline condition set for the design year of 2050. We must have a functional infrastructure at that date. It provides a comparison benchmark which is measured against the impacts and the benefits of any build alternative. Furthermore, by comparing the no build to the build alternatives, there is an accurate assessment of transportation and traffic, economic impact, and environmental considerations, which leads me to the first build alternative, the diamond interchange. In front of you see a graphic representation of a diamond interchange. We have 3 major findings which we'll talk about. The first one is we're going to talk about connectivity. The diamond interchange significantly improves connectivity between Wild Horse Pass and I-10, aligning with the objectives outlined in the project's purpose and need. Familiarity. The second point is pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorcyclists are more familiar with the diamond interchange than the second alternative, which we'll discuss shortly, the divergent diamond interchange, or DDI. Arizona currently has over 400 diamond interchanges in operations, compared to just 4 full DDIs and 2 half DDIs, 400 versus 6. Traffic efficiency. The final point is that the diamond interchange not only offers benefits not easily measured, such as operational familiarity, as I noted earlier. The major finding is that by the year 2050, the traffic analysis projects a level of service A or B at all intersections during the peak periods, indicating high efficiency and minimal congestion. The proposed construction includes a new arterial connection, which will connect the existing roadway networks. There'll be interchange ramps, obviously, right? 4 ramps will connect the new arterial to I-10. There'll be bridge construction. A 122-foot wide bridge will span I-10 with piers in the median and abutments positioned to allow further expansion. Land acquisition is required. About 33.9 acres of long-term freeway easements are needed, including 9/10 from tribal land and 33 acres from 14 allotted parcels. Efficiencies? By the year 2050, traffic analysis projects again a level of service A or B at this intersection during peak periods. In conclusion, the diamond interchange meets the project's proposed purpose and needs, offering improved connectivity, efficient traffic management, and familiar traffic movements for all users. I'll now go on and talk about the divergent diamond interchange. also known as alternative B in the study. Here again, we have three major findings. The 3 points are identical to the previous three. We're going to talk about connectivity, familiarity, and traffic efficiency. The divergent diamond interchange significantly improves connectivity between the Wildhorse Pass and I-10, aligning with the project's objectives. Where it differs from the diamond that we discussed earlier is its crossovers on each side of the TI. As noted in the graphic, you can see it's geometrically slightly different. This allows left turns coming off the ramps to make free-flowing turns without crossing opposing traffic. Let's talk about the familiarity. As I noted earlier, pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorcyclists are more familiar with the diamond interchange talked about earlier than the DDI here. Again, we're talking about 400 standard diamonds versus 6 DDIs. The traffic efficiency is identical to the diamond. They operated at a level of service A during the A or B during the peak periods, indicating high efficiency and minimal congestion. Again, this will connect to the existing roadway network. 4 ramps will connect identical almost to the diamond interchange. The difference here is the split roadway. You'll note that the roadway horizontal alignment will split into 2 distinct paths, one for each direction. You'll note the left turns that are easy to make. When you make the lefts, you will remerge. You will go to the north if you're going to the north and split over to the west. And the opposite is true of those coming in from the north. And now I'd like to talk about the connections to the community local roads. Local road extensions will be funded and managed by the Gila River Indian community. The area presents the potential construction in the environmental assessment. All of the alternatives, that is the diamond as well as the divergent diamond, will connect at the noted graphic that shows a yellow or red and a blue and a green potential roadway connections. They do not have any differentiating impacts along Interstate 10. Again, as a reminder, the extensions will be funded and managed by the Indian community. And now I'd like to go on and look at how we've evaluated the 3 alternatives. Environmentally, the environmental impacts for the diamond and the divergent diamond are nearly identical. You'll note little black circles. The most desirable has an empty circle, with the least desirable, which has completely filled in black circles. In total, 15 environmental impact criteria were analyzed and evaluated. Alternatives are ranked in terms of most desirable or least impact to least desirable or most impacts. The no-build alternative ranked first with 1 complete circle. Alternative in terms of environmental impact. Obviously, if there's nothing to build, it would have the minimal or the least amount of environmental impacts. Alternative A, the diamond interchange, is tied for second with 2.5 complete circles. The same thing is true for alternative B, or the divergent diamond. In conclusion, again, the environmental impacts are nearly the same for both alternatives. Next slide. The next slide is on the impacts to property or right-of-way needs. The no-bill, obviously, the no-bill alternative requires no new acquisitions, no additional right-of-way, but does not satisfy the purpose and need as we talked about earlier. The diamond interchange requires about 33.9 acres of right-of-way, and a divergent diamond a little bit more at 35.8 acres. This is the last matrix representation. It says engineering, but really it's a summary. Again, 3 alternatives were evaluated. Again, obviously the no bill, being repetitive, but I need to be. The no bill, the diamond interchange, and the divergent diamond. The evaluation criteria. Each criterion is assessed with a visual rating, as I noted earlier. The most desirable being an empty circle, least desirable being a full circle. In total, 11 engineering impacts were analyzed and evaluated. Alternative A, or the diamond interchange, ranked first with 9 complete circles. Alternative B ranked second with 5.5 complete circles. The no-bill alternative ranked third with 4.5 completed circles. So in summary, the no-bill has the least initial cost and right-of-way, but does not address future operational or safety needs. It does not meet the purpose and need. The diamond interchange provides the highest rating in the criteria assessed and meets the purpose and need. The divergent diamond interchange offers improvement and meets the purpose and need, but has significant impacts and costs, namely in the right-of-way and in terms of dollar amount, and right-of-way as well as construction cost. Based on our analysis, the diamond interchange has the least amount of impacts. Next slide. This is my last slide, and you see a graphic that represents the anticipated funding. Upon the selection of a bill alternative, the Maricopa Association of Governments has allocated an anticipated budget for the necessary developments. A total of $77.6 million has been programmed for the year 2025, which is designated for right-of-way acquisition, utility relocation, and construction phases of the project. This is the way the funds are distributed. Construction, the majority of the budget, approximately 71%, or about $55 million, is allocated for the construction activities. This funding will obviously cover the costs associated with construction. Right-of-way utilities, about 24%, or about $19 million, is earmarked for right-of-way and utilities. This includes acquiring the necessary land and relocating existing utilities. And lastly, 5% of the budget is for design, which amounts to about $4 million, and it's dedicated, obviously, to the design phase. This covers all preliminary and final design activities necessary for construction. Now, I'd like to turn this over to Joanna, in which you will provide us a brief summary. Joanna?
Thank you, Carmelo, and thank you, Trent, before that. As we wrap up our presentation tonight, we want to go back and summarize what we've heard. The purpose for us to be here tonight is to present the scoping and alternatives for the I-10 Koli Road traffic interchange study. The public scoping and alternatives process provides the opportunity for the community to educate the study team on the study area, as well as share concerns about modifying I-10 to incorporate a traffic interchange at approximately Koli Road. We have shared 3 alternatives: a no-build alternative, a diamond interchange alternative, and a diverging diamond interchange. We have also shared the 3 Koli Road alternatives that connect the proposed interchange. We have a West Alignment 1, a West Alignment 2, and a West Alignment 3. At this point, we're asking for the community and the public to provide your input. All comments are due by November 8th. This input will help ADOT, the community, and Maricopa Association of Governments select a preferred alternative for this section of I-10 and Koli Road. So to provide comments, you may submit comments throughout the comment period by November 8th, 2024 in any of the following ways. You can visit the website and leave a comment at azdot.gov/Koli Road. You can email Koli Road at azdot.gov. You can call the bilingual project information line at 855-712-8530. And you can mail a comment to the I-10 Koli Road Traffic Interchange Study Office at 6515 South Rural Road, Suite 107, Tempe, Arizona. You can also make comments while you are here tonight, and they will also be part of the study. So option 1, please click on the Q&A if you would like to ask a question or make a comment during this time. Option 2, please click on the raise hand icon during the question part of this presentation. So you could do that now. We appreciate you joining us online. You can follow the instructions that I just read. If you are joining by phone as a call-in participant, please press *9 if you would like to ask a question or make a comment. This gives us a hand-raised signal, and then we can take you off of mute and let you ask your question or make your comment. Call-in users will then press *6 to unmute your line. When you finish speaking, press *6 to mute your line and *9 again to remove the hand-raised signal. So we are taking anyone that has a question or wants to make a comment this evening now. You may do so now.
Cal, you have your hand up. Please ask your question. Please remember to unmute yourself before you ask your question. Okay, we have a second question through our Q&A portal. The question is, why is an interchange being considered in this location? What new service does it provide that existing interchanges do not provide?
All right, this is Carmelo. During the slide presentation, I noted the purpose and needs. The purpose and needs had to deal with the growing of Maricopa County, in particular this growing area, the popular destinations that in the year 2050, there's no way that they can keep up with the demand. The current TIs are not well positioned. They don't provide any access to any of the popular destinations within the area. Furthermore, the TI will also, the selected TI will have an immense benefit to the extensions of the local road systems within the community. I hope I answered the question.
Does anyone have any additional questions? You can do so by raising your hand, or you can type it into the Q&A window using the chat icon.
Yes, we will continue to take questions and comments. Thank you for attending this evening. You can stay informed about the I-10 Koli Road Traffic Interchange study at azdot.gov/Koli azd.gov/Koli Road. You can also call the bilingual project line at 855-712-8530, or you can email the project team at koliroad@azdot.gov.
We have another question. We have a question asking, will interchange construction be coincident with widening?
So I'm assuming you're asking that whether or not Koli Road will be started at the same time, more or less, with the widening. It is our intent, if indeed there is an alternative selected, that Koli Road will probably be one of the first things that we do. There may be some widening, widening should not impact the construction, except when we're going to build the bridges in the area. But the Koli Road interchange will be the first interchange built.
Okay, thank you for those who are still on the call. We do have a question. The person is asking, what is the intended change to the marked area? Carmelo, can you help us out?
So I'm assuming you're asking, what are we going to do within the study area? So the intent of the study area, if you remember my slide, was to look at the environmental impact of that particular interchange. The impact of that interchange include things like noise, water quality, air quality. That's why there's such a large area. The only thing that's going to be constructed or impacted, if I understand your question, is going to be the actual interchange and ultimately the connections, as we talked about on the other slides. I hope I addressed your question.
Well, and I want to add to that, letting you know that the entire presentation was recorded and will be on the I-10 Koli Road study webpage. And you can also leave comments until November 8th in a variety of ways, and those are all listed on the website as well and in our presentation. And if you have any further questions, please leave them in the chat and we will be able to answer them. Thank you all for attending this evening. We appreciate you coming to learn more about the I-10 Koli Road Traffic Interchange Study. You can get more information at azd.gov/Koli Road. And there you can learn about all of the ways to comment. We appreciate you joining us this evening, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.